Hello, and welcome to The Story in the Song. I'm your host, Darryl Holloman, and our guest for this episode is Osvaldo Paese. How you doing, Osvaldo?
Good, good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing terrible. I want to die. Just kidding, just kidding. Let's begin. Jim DeRogatis of the Sun Times, also the host of the popular podcast Sound Opinions, he quoted you. He said that your goal is to evoke Leonardo the Ninja Turtle singing the songs Britney Spears will be writing in 2169. Would you like to explain how you're going to accomplish that goal?
It's always good to look to the future in whatever endeavor you're trying to do. So I just like to tell people that I'm writing songs for the future.
Okay, I can dig that, and that's a very creative way to go about saying that. So maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of years from now, the descendants of humanity, or maybe another intelligent species, might come across the art of ancient human civilization, and they might come across your songs.
Basically, a computer program came up with a whole album of music by itself. And they're trying to say that in the future, robots are going to be writing music, and that's what we'll be listening to. But I don't see that happening.
I see that happening, but I don't see humans ceasing to write music. AI might be able to do it better than us in the future, but they can't now. So let's enjoy our time before the robot uprising takes art away from us as well as labor. Hopefully they'll take labor first so we can make more art. Anyways, you have written over 300 songs? Wow. How long have you been writing songs for?
Since I was 18, and I'm 33 now.
Okay, so quite a while. And you have 3 albums.
Yeah. The first one was in 2007, and the third one was a compilation of songs that were even dating back to 2007, but it was even up to as recently as 2012
Okay.
or 2013. Yeah.
And you want to tell the folks listening where they can find your music on YouTube and SoundCloud and iHeart?
Exactly. iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Reverb Nation, Amazon, CD Baby, SoundCloud. I think I said that. iHeartRadio, like he said it. Thank you.
Okay, and you're gonna play a song for us called Gumdrop.
Yes.
Would you like to tell the audience a little bit of background about that song?
When I wrote this song, I had the intention of making a music video to the song. It was my very first video on YouTube that I ever put down, and now I have hundreds on there. But this one is in particularly very evocative.
There are no problems, lemonade. Minutes remaining, on with the parade. Chew off the music from the lake. Make a little sweet taste. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Say what you will. Say what you will.
So it's not necessarily the most straightforward, but it was written to paint a picture and not necessarily to convey a certain message.
Okay, so it's kind of like an abstract painting in song form?
Kind of.
Excellent. Let's hear it.
There are no problems, lemonade. Minutes remaining, on with the parade. Chew off the music from the lake. Make a little sweet taste. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Say what you will. Say what you will. Just like the remaining professor, you'll taste the leather. Save your missing pieces. Never fall into the fall season. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Say what you will. Say what you will. Envy of the spirit to the times of the mind. Save your beauty for one of a kind. List all of the problems. Eat your spinach like your mom solved them. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Say what you will. Say what you will. Liberate the liberals of lucid thought. Limit the spending and the cost. Everyone is shaking to the Boys Town strut. Lemons taste like a $3 crutch. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Gumdrop, gumdrop, gumdrop. Say what you will. Say
that was a great song. One line that really stuck out to me, I actually found it very offensive. Just like the Romanian professor eating leather, folks. I'd like to point out that's a negative stereotype. Only uneducated Romanians eat leather. Just kidding. So tell us what goes into your songwriting process. Like how? Bring us into. Do you do it in your room? Do you do it on the fly?
Um, it's kind of evolved. Um, when I first started writing songs, I used to write the music and the lyrics together, um, which was kind of hit or miss for me because it's kind of like trying to drive a tiny car up a big hill. um, Lately, and when I mean lately, I mean like the past 4 or 5 years, I've been writing the lyrics first, and then writing the music. And to me, the lyrics are just as important as the music.
Okay. Do you usually pair the lyrics with music that you've already written, or do you shape the music around the lyrics?
Usually, I shape the music around the lyrics.
That's very cool. I dig that. So tell us a little bit about your personal life. Who are you as a person other than a musician? What are your interests and hobbies?
Um, Basically, I'm a pretty boring person, but my music, if if nobody knew anything about me, they would probably think I'm a severe drug addict and lived on a mountain somewhere by himself.
Are you a severe drug addict that has
Not
lived
at
on
all.
as a hermit?
No, not really. But
It isn't an interrogation. We
No, no.
encourage that sort of thing around here. Just kidding, audience. Just kidding.
basically, I've been working in healthcare for like 13 years, and I have a degree, associate's degree in the arts. Like,
Okay, that's one of the most useful degrees you could have.
I've always drawn to the artistic. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a painter, but I didn't try hard enough at that. I'm still interested in that stuff. But
Well, a lot of people they scoff at arts degrees, but as you were talking about earlier, you write music for the future. Art outlasts civilizations.
right.
So there is nothing wrong with devoting a good chunk of your life to art. And also, you're in healthcare, so obviously you're helping people, to live and to be treated. So you're doing good stuff.
Thank you.
The song you're going to perform for us next is called the Maserati song. So I'm assuming you're into Maseratis. You want to tell us about your Maserati fetish?
It's basically it's just kind of a tool in the song to describe like living quickly, fast, and to the fullest. Not necessarily my favorite car per se, although I would like to get one. It's more, again, with the images.
Okay, so it's more of a vehicle
Yeah.
to convey an idea.
Exactly.
Well, why don't you go ahead and take it away? This is the Maserati song.
I'm gonna buy a Maserati and drive straight out of town. Sleeping in at night if I'm feeling down. I'll pick up my friends in the middle of the night. They'll be surprised at the wonderful sight. I'm gonna buy my Maserati and sell my place. Can't wait to see the look on your face. I live fast and live it to the fullest. The sound of that exhaust is the coolest. I'm gonna buy my Maserati, I don't care what you say. I'll get the bank to lend it my way. I want the power and I want the speed. You can drive your Toyota and follow my lead. I'm gonna buy my Maserati and just go, go, go. I'll drive in the sleet, the rain, and the snow. It may need a few repairs, but it's nothing that makes me scared. Drive straight out of town. Sleeping at night if I'm feeling down. I'll pick up my friends in the middle of the night. They'll be surprised at the wonderful sight. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know anything about cars, but I really like that song.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think it's about, the way I interpreted it, it's about taking a chance and doing something that nobody thought you would do. And perhaps you're going to fail, perhaps you're not, but you're doing what you want to do, following your dreams. Is that...
It's also somewhat of a plot of a movie from the 80s with Albert Brooks. He's a comedian, now that I think about it, which is actually a funny movie, if you ever get a chance to see it. It's about this really, middle-class guy who just tells his wife, I'm going to quit my job, and we're going to get an RV, and we're just going to live in the RV and go across the country.
I've seen that movie.
You have?
It was a long time ago.
Right?
Do we remember what that movie's called?
And they're about to have a day
This is it.
they'll remember the rest of their lives.
David, you're fired. Fired? Oh, I'm fired!
Now, they're going to drop out
We have to touch Indians. We have to see the mountains and the prairies and the whole rest of that song.
set out to find the American dream.
But we're doing a plug for Albert Brooks now. A wonderful filmmaker, actor, and
He's funny,
delightful
yeah.
man. I know him personally. Just lying, I don't. Anyways, we're going to get on to the last song of the evening. Is called the Hive Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously that evokes images of bees and hives and the color blue, but why don't you tell us the story behind that song?
It's not necessarily about the birds and the bees, per se. It's also similar to the last song in that it's about kind of finding your own way, feeling claustrophobic, and kind of somewhat being an outcast and kind of feeling like you need to break free, basically.
Okay. So this song is for all you outcasts out there. The
Maybe.
Beehive Blues. Take it away, Osvaldo.
Thank you.
I got the Beehive Blues and I wanna break free. I got the Beehive Blues and I wanna break honey covering my eyes, I can hardly see. I ain't a part of the pack, but I can be trusted. I ain't a part of the pack, but I can be trusted. I'm just a little too honorable and a little too disgusting. Well, I'm a little bee among other bees. Yes, I'm a little bee amongst other bees. I don't play by the rules, I don't get down on my knees. Rather take the high road wherever it leads. Rather take the high road wherever it leads. People keep on telling me little faith is all you need. I got the Hive Blues and I wanna break free. Got the Hive Blues and I wanna break free. Too much honey covering my eyes, I can barely see.
That was great.
Appreciate it.
Now, Osvaldo, why do you think it is that so many artists and musicians do feel like outcasts or feel all alone or just feel like they can't conform to the rest of society? I know that's a heavy question, but it's obviously something you think about.
Certain personality type, maybe the type that wasn't, as when you were a kid, not necessarily good at sports, but you were good at artistic things. And usually artistic things you tend to do solo in a way, at least painting and even to a certain extent, you know, even writing, although you could write with other people, but just the way it's structured, art is kind of a solo thing in a way. Or people, the way they perceive art is also a solo thing. Unless you're at a concert or... I hope I answered your question.
No, it's actually you kind of brought up the duality of art.
Yeah.
Because let's say one person writes a song or one band or group writes a song. To them, it's very personal, and maybe when they write it, they think that maybe nobody's going to like it or nobody's going to listen to it. And somehow, a lot of times people write songs or make art that connect with people on levels that the artist never intended, and then it becomes a shared process, and people feel like they're part of a group or a community, and maybe people who felt like outcasts before kind of feel like they belong to something after that. Like you have your favorite band, your favorite TV show, your favorite book that might have started out with just a cult following, and it grows into something. So I think you really touched on the beauty of art. I think you really got some insight.
It's also interesting how certain artists have certain topics that they sing about. Also, one of my favorite bands, The Clash, a lot of their songs are also about feeling alienated and, obviously rebelling. And because of that, they kind of fit into the punk rock thing, even though they're kind of the innovators of that. And like-minded people listen to that, But anybody can appreciate any kind of music. But what I'm saying is, music is the most direct way to convey feelings that everybody feels.
And you end up connecting with people.
Yeah.
Like these songs that you wrote by yourself, maybe for yourself, or just to get it out. You have them all up on YouTube and on your websites, which folks you should go check out.
Thank you.
And people are going to listen to it, and they're going to feel a connection with your music. So I hope that makes you feel good, gives you a sense of satisfaction.
It does, yeah, it does. That last song is definitely a straight blues. And I would hope that people that maybe they don't necessarily feel alienated, but they just love blues, they could appreciate that also. Before I started singing, I was playing guitar, and I was all about playing guitar, not necessarily singing. And whenever I get a chance to branch out a little bit on the guitar, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and also, it should be pointed out, you don't have to be an outcast to enjoy good art. You could be a well-adjusted, upstanding citizen and still connect with a song like that. Anyways, thank you for sharing your music and your stories with us. Do you have any shows coming up that you'd like to plug?
I have a book I'm writing, actually.
Ooh.
But it's 1/4 of it is a collection of basically just lyrics that I never used.
Cool.
So I'm hoping maybe in January or February that'll be on Amazon. And I'm consistently uploading music on YouTube and SoundCloud. Like I try to at least write a couple new songs a month, and I post them. Yes, and I play with Chris Tobin and RiverSunStone.
Our super executive producer, Chris Tobin, in the background, folks. Right. He's the person who makes the magic happen. And you could also find his music, obviously, if you subscribe to RiverSunStone on YouTube and SoundCloud and
Spotify.
all the different interweb places. Well, anyways, folks, that wraps this episode of Story in the Song. We will see you next time. Peace.